Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari Gopi Jana Giridhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Giridhari Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Vraja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Radha Madhav Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Prabhupada Jai Gurudev Jai संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तरंग भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Thank you. So, we'll read from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3, Chapter 2, 8.2. Okay, 8.2. The canto is named Status Quo. सोहम नृणाम क्षुल्लक सुखाय दुःखम महद्गतानां विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणम् यद्दाह साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्यः सोहम नृणाम क्षुल्लक सुखाय दुःखम महद्गतानां विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणम् यद्दाह साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्यः सोहम नृणाम क्षुल्लक सुखाय दुःखम महद्गतानां विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणम् यद्दाह साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्यः दुःखं महद्गतानां विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणं सोऽहं नृणां क्षुल्लदुःखाय दुःखम् तस्य भागवतं पुराणम् यदाह साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्यः सोऽहं नृणां सुखदुःखाय दुःखम् महद्गतानां विरमाय तस्य प्रवर्तये भागवतं पुराणम् यदाह साक्षात् भगवान् ऋषिभ्यः सः that I nrinam of the human being kshulla very little sukhaya for happiness dukham distress mahat great gatanam entered into viramaya for mitigation tasya is pravartaye in beginning bhagavatam Srimad Bhagavatam Puranam Vedic supplement yet which aha said Sakshat directly Bhagavan the personality of Godhead Rishibhyaha unto the sages. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhayacharya and the Bhaktivedanta Mishra Prabhupada. Let me now begin speaking on the Bhagavata Purana, which was directly spoken to the great sages by the personality of Godhead for the benefit of those who are entangled in extreme miseries for the sake of very little pleasure. Purport. The sage Maitreya proposed to speak on Srimad Bhagavatam because it was especially compiled and traditionally comes down in the disciplic succession for the solution of all the problems of human society. Only one who is fortunate can have the opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of pure devotees of the Lord. Under the spell of material energy, the living entities are entrapped in the bondage of many difficulties simply for the sake of a little bit of material happiness. They engage in fruitive activities, not knowing the implications. Under the false impression that the body is the self, the living entities foolishly relate to so many false attachments. They think that they can engage with materialistic paraphernalia forever. This gross misconception of life is so strong that a person suffers continually, life after life, under the external energy of the Lord. If one comes in contact with the book Bhagavatam, as well as with the devotee Bhagavatam, who knows what the Bhagavatam is, then such a fortunate man gets out of the material entanglement. Therefore, Sri Maitreya Muni, out of compassion for the suffering men in the world, proposes to speak on the Srimad Bhagavatam first and last. Thus, in the Bhaktivedanta purport to the Canto 3, Chapter 8, Text 2. Om Jnanatimidandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaka Vitamsha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Shri Mate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Shashunyavadi Pashyatya Deshatarine Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratase Namaha Namo Brahmana Devaya Go Brahmana Hitaya Cha Jagatitaya Krishnaya Govindaya Namo Namaha Yavancha Kalpataruvescha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. I don't know why Vipin Prabhu actually chose this shloka. Getting an opportunity to speak about Bhagavatam is actually a big fortune for the speakers as well as the hearers. And especially here, Maitra Muni is actually thanking Vidur Mahatma. What is he doing? He's saying that thanks for giving me the opportunity. He's asking questions and he's saying it's a great opportunity for me because you are also a very qualified devotee. And whenever two qualified devotees actually come together to speak about Krishna, each other's Krishna consciousness actually goes to a higher level. When you actually speak to a new person, your Krishna consciousness you have to protect. You should not be taking association. But when you actually really go and then hear from someone senior, then you are taking Krishna consciousness for them. So it helps you go up. But if you are doing it with someone equal, then it brings you the best because you can expose your Krishna consciousness to that person. So it actually helps you actually have friends who are of same level and be able to discuss Krishna Katha. um, I'm going to talk a little different today, more from books about Srila Prabhupada. Okay, on this, you will see some shifts because here Vidur Mahatma is, when hearing from Maitreya Rishi, Maitreya Muni is telling that Bhagavatam is the solution for all the problems. Right? It has all the problems. All the solutions for the problem that we face in the material world. It's just like I actually open a hospital, I have all the medicines required, but if people don't come, how will they get cured? Right? They will not get cured. So it becomes very difficult. So we'll try to touch upon how did Prabhupada handle this? Because when Prabhupada actually started the movement, Bhagavatam was not fully written. Right? So how did he really manage it? What are those things that Prabhupada did? Which is eternally truthful, eternally truth. For example, just to give an example, the Guru Puja is actually done on the Vyas Puja day. You actually do the worship of the spiritual master only on his appearance day. He is considered as representing Vyasadeva. So that's Vyas Puja. But Srila Prabhupada saw that such a 1 year ceremony is not going to purify his followers. So he introduced this, which is not there directly in Bhagavatam or anywhere else. He introduced Guru Puja to be done every day because naturally devotees will commit offenses because it's nature of the conditioned soul, and anything which is unknowingly done when you do Guru Puja, those are nullified. So like this, he introduced a lot of things. So we'll try to see from that perspective also. What did Srila Prabhupada do? How did he actually really start this movement? What was different those days that which we don't see today? But those principles are still valid today. Yeah? Okay. So this chapter or this canto is named status quo. Status quo means what is happening regularly. Right? It's basically Brahmaji's another day in paradise. One more day starts and he does a lot of activities. So this is one such day. And there are different chapters. So this 8th chapter is talking about Garbhodaksha, Vishnu and Brahma's relationship. In this particular samvada, that is discussion between Vidura Mahatma as well as Maitreya Rishi, we see that Vidura is actually anxious to ask more questions, and with Maitreya Rishi is trying to, you know the background, right? Because Maitreya Rishi and Uddhava, both of them met Lord Krishna, and because Maitreya Rishi is senior in age and experience, he was allowed to actually go and then talk to Vidur Mahatma. Now, you can see that in the purport, Srila Prabhupada, the last line of the purport, what does Prabhupada say? Prabhupada says that Vidura is hearing, and Maitreya Rishi says, out of compassion for the suffering men in the world, proposed to speak on the Srimad Bhagavatam first and last. Where is that mentioned in the shloka? That's not mentioned, right? But this is actually transcendental knowledge. The transcendental knowledge is hidden in the heart of the pure devotees of the Lord, not sadhaka bhaktas, only the pure devotees of the Lord. They understand what is the essence and how can they actually modify according to the audience. They can do that. They are empowered to do that because Krishna sits in their heart. Um, he says first and last here. So what does that mean? The transcendental knowledge. See, transcendental knowledge means that which cannot be actually got by using your remembrance, by memory, by logic. It's transcendence. It's beyond the senses. The senses that we hear using your ears or your mouth or whatever it is. So these are all material. So transcendental knowledge is something which cannot be proven by logic. Doesn't it's mercy. It's revealed. Now, because it's actually transcendental, it cannot be actually read by book, understand it by book, or understand it by what you call interaction with the conditioned soul, but it can be got only by someone who is in transcendence. That's a spiritual master. And when a person repeats a spiritual master's words as is, the potency continues. Yeah, it continues to the sampradaya, to the parampara. Now, Now, when we hear the Bhagavatam class from not a pure devotee of the Lord, then what will be the plan? Because why did Prabhupada actually say, when Sri Prabhupada was himself there, he asked his disciple, you please sit on the Rasasana. He was there, he didn't give class. He said, you please speak. And devotees used to wonder, what will I speak? You are there. You are a walking encyclopedia, you are walking Srimad Bhagavatam, and how is that you are asking me to give? Prabhupada said, no, I am actually giving you the opportunity to speak so that I can correct you if you're making a mistake. That was even more difficult for the devotees to actually take it. But in front of everybody, you're going to correct, but Prabhupada would not do it. So Prabhupada introduced something called Ishtagoshti. Right? Srimad Bhagavatam class, when you talk only about Krishna's pastime, that is pure Srimad Bhagavatam. When you actually give instructions to people, that's called Ishtagoshti. Prabhupada started the Ishtagoshti. He wanted to make sure that devotees, and it would not be very long because people can't digest it. Right? If you keep giving instructions, devotees would feel it's too much for me, I can't take it. Pastimes you can hear. Pastimes can go on, right? So Prabhupada introduced the 45 minutes to 1 hour class and things like that. And that's how in 1972-73, Prabhupada would actually talk about these things and would give very minimal information. And later on, you'll find that in books of Giriraj Swami Maharaj and Ramakrishna Maharaj, they will start Prabhupada, you don't get much deeper into Srimad Bhagavatam or anything else. You always give this, you are not the body, you are the soul and things like that, and speak about Krishna's power and things like that. Why is it like this? When Bhagavatam is the solution for everything, why are we not considering all aspects of Srimad Bhagavatam? Prabhupada said that people are not ready for it. Prabhupada, it will take time for people to come to the stage of appreciating and accepting Bhagavatam as truth. Now, whatever a person speaks, all of us hearing the same message because this is message of Godhead. It's the same. Either I speak or somebody else speaks, a pure devotee speaks, it's the same. But how does it affect the audience? That differs. That really differs. Because what is your situation, based on that, Krishna enters and then gives you that whatever experience that you're going through. Now, a pure devotee, let us take from an atheistic person. Atheistic person, what would they say? They will not believe it. They will not believe that this is all truth. Yeah, they'll say this all bogus, mythical, it doesn't exist at all. And second category, let us say, apart from atheists, normal people, who is not a devotee, not a non-devotee, normal karmis of this world. They will say, it's nice, I also can do like this. Okay, fine, maybe some superhuman person, but not as a supreme person who got it. Right? So that's how they think. If you see the sadhaka bhaktas, they want to hear the Bhagavatam for purification. Right? They want to hear Bhagavatam, they appreciate what's being mentioned and try to use logic to understand all these things. Oh, is this correct? Is that correct? Oh, is that possible? Oh, in there, that shloka, they mentioned this. Right? We actually do that. Right? Most of the sadhaka bhaktas do that. The pure devotee of the Lord does not use any logic. He does not, because in the transcendence, he appreciates the Lord's pastimes and be part of the pastime. And when he hears that, He sees that the Lord is performing past time in front of him. That's all. No logic taken, no memory, nothing. It's naturally attracted to his heart. Yeah. When we use logic, we're still not in transcendence. When you use your memory, we are still not in transcendence. Because these are all part of material world. Yeah. Prabhupada actually told this to Tamakrishna Maharaj. When you come to the stage, then you will understand these things better. But wow. And Prabhupada gave a fantastic story. Prabhupada said, remember Krishna kidnapping Rukmini. Right? Krishna kidnapped Rukmini, and he asked this question to the devotees, like when Krishna was on the chariot, Jai Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Mai Sudarshan Ki Jai. When Krishna was actually fighting with Shishupala and the armies who actually had crossed Balram and come towards Krishna, who was driving the chariot? Then all of them were silent. Then Prabhupada said, Rukmini Devi. And when he said, the devotees were sitting, felt that Prabhupada is actually watching that episode. That Rukmini Devi is actually holding reins, and because she's a princess, she's a Kshatriya princess. And she can fight also if it's required. It's very powerful. So she was driving the chariot and Krishna was fighting. Right? Not that Krishna was holding the chariot and then also fighting. No. That's interesting. But now this same pastime, you should see, this was actually a response. What was necessary for Krishna to actually kidnap Rukmini Devi? Prabhupada said it's not there in the books. It's there in the books about Prabhupada. Okay. Interestingly, Prabhupada mentioned this. This is actually Krishna wanted, or Ram wanted to repay Ravan with his own coin. Remember, Ravana kidnapped Sita Mata? Of course, not the true Sita Mata. Mother Sita's shadow potency was kidnapped by Ravan when no one was there to protect her. No one was around. Of course, Sita can protect herself, but still, because of the pastime, they did this. Now, Krishna did the same thing. He came and then kidnapped Rukmini Devi. He kidnapped Rukmini Devi in front of all the great warriors, Jarasandha, Shishupala, and many other, the king of Shalva. Many of them were waiting to protect Shishupal, right? All of them. In front of them, he snatched Rukmini and carried it. This is an amazing thing. Now, this pastime when we hear, it depends on what level we are in. If we are in the level of an atheistic person, they will say, it's mentioned in the pastime that a coward boy, Krishna is a coward boy. Right? That's how Shishupala kept on complaining him. He's a coward boy. And even Rukmi said, he's a coward boy. How can my sister, who is a Kshatriya princess, marry a coward boy? An atheistic person will say there is a big flaw in the system. How can an ordinary coward boy defeat great warriors? It's not possible. There is flaw in the writing. Either he's not a coward boy, or these warriors are actually not warriors. They're stupid, ordinary people. Getting it? You can see that because it doesn't get any logic there. Cowards cannot actually fight with warriors. But here, cowards are fighting. One coward is fighting with the warriors, and defeating them means in the book itself there is a problem. This is how it is. Someone who is actually a normal person says, "Oh, great, it's nice. Okay, I have also seen many people doing like this, right? They'll see this Romeo Juliet and things like that, so they can also kidnap and go. Many princes were kidnapped, like Bhishma kidnapped all the 3 princes for his brother, right? So all these things they'll say. They will compare the supreme person of God with an ordinary mundane character. This is how an ordinary person, a karmi will think, right? More like a hero worship, right? Sadhaka bhaktas, they'll have reverence for the Lord, right? Oh, Krishna did this, amazing. It's really nice to actually see Krishna actually kidnapping Rukmini, because after all, she's our mother. And when Krishna and Rukmini coming together, it's a glorious occasion. So very nice. So by hearing Bhagavatam again and again, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, you get purified completely. So this is the attitude. Or you lose logic. Why did the Lord do this? Why did he actually do like that? He could have done something else. So we all think like that, right? And Prabhupada wanted this. So Prabhupada wanted, in the Bhagavatam class, you should actually think from all directions and be convinced that the Bhagavatam answer is the correct answer. Not just take Bhagavatam answers as is, without comparing with how does a karmi think, how does a atheist think, how does a sadhaka bhakta think. Don't do that, because if you do that, someday somebody will come and ask you a question, you will not know an answer. Although you will get purified, there is no harm, but you should actually see from all perspectives, and that's what Prabhupada wanted. When he was there, he actually asked the devotees to sit and give class. Let me see how you are explaining this. And the explanative are not in the pure devotee platform. They were still sadhaka bhaktas, many of them. And they would explain on their own experience what they are feeling about Krishna consciousness. And then Prabhupada would say, and sometimes Prabhupada, if the fellow was going too much on his own experience than Bhagavatam, Prabhupada would say, and that's enough. Prabhupada would stop it. And a pure devotee of the Lord, when he hears the Rukmini Krishna's pastime, they just get into it and say, yes, Krishna kidnapped Rukmini in front of all the people. And they will appreciate this. You know? More like that I'm seeing this. And Krishna is really doing an awesome job of kidnapping Rukmini. So they relish and they cry naturally again, not using memory, not using logic, and not using our remembrance. If you do any of these things using, it's not naturally coming, then you are actually trying to become overqualified than your limit. Don't do that. Be natural in your level. Day will come, you will come to that stage. Prabhupada wanted his disciples and followers not to imitate. Stay in that level. Now, getting it how the same pastime, I just took an example pastime that Prabhupada mentioned. Same pastime, different people see it in different ways, right? So we should know where we stand, and in that qualification, our adhikar, read the pastimes in that level. Don't imitate the next level. I mean, sometimes we feel like I want to be in that pastime and hear the Lord's doing this and things like that. Oh, not that ready. If you do try to do that, then such pastimes will incite sense gratification feeling in your heart. So one has to be very careful. Getting the difference. Prabhupada actually gave these things, and interestingly, many things that Prabhupada gave, we find it actually a little difficult to accept. Why? Because they are not mentioned directly in the Bhagavatam. Prabhupada would say, and in the beginning days when I actually read the Bhagavatam, I found it some of them are difficult to follow. I was looking at, is anybody following it, right? And if very intelligent, you can't follow. You have to be chatur. If you are a very intelligent person, then you can follow Bhagavatam. I wonder, the whole world are not all of them intelligent. How will they all follow? Right? How will they be able to follow all those things? Some of the instructions are a little difficult to follow. So I want to know, how did Srila Prabhupada, who wrote this, follow? So I started reading books about Prabhupada. Spent quite a bit of time in that, along with reading Srimad Bhagavatam and other books. I found that Prabhupada was more practical than what Bhagavatam is saying. Because Prabhupada understood the gist of what it is, and he followed certain things different from what Bhagavatam is saying. Although the Bhagavatam is the solution, Prabhupada got the gist of it and gave it. For example, you are supposed to get an ointment from the doctor, and Prabhupada will say, ointment won't work, I'll give him a tablet just like this. He would change it. What did he do really? That because Bhagavatam was not there that time. Not fully. The religious scriptures are there. Prabhupada has not translated everything in 1970. It took him till 1977, till the last October time he used to translate the 10th canto, the Brahma Vimochan Leela. After that he did not translate any of the 11th and 12th cantos. So his disciples actually translated. But he had covered most of the points what was required till that point. Now, Prabhupada's purpose is completely, I won't say modified, transcendently adjusted for the audience for next 10,000 years. What kind of people will come? When they read this, what will they think? That's how he positioned it. It is not exactly what is mentioned by the previous acharyas. So sometimes when you become a devotee, when you read Sripad Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur's commentary or Srila Baladev Dhyabhushan commentary, you see that that's much more easier to understand than what this is. But Prabhupada, for a Westerner, that will be difficult. It look like it's like ordinary stories. Prabhupada put it in a very different way. And Prabhupada mentioned this to Hayagriva Prabhu. When Hayagriva Prabhu asked him, Prabhupada, how are you actually writing all this? He said, I used 13 commentaries. He used the 13 commentaries of previous acharyas, including his own spiritual master's commentary on these books, and wrote his own commentary. And when he wrote it, Prabhupada told, I am not able to write like this. I can write only at that time. Okay? Because Krishna writes through me. And that's the reason I read my own books. I read my own books. So we should understand that these books are all very transcendental. It's not, you can't use logic to understand these books. It comes, and when you keep reading, 5th, 5th time, 6th time, you start seeing completely different feeling of what it is. Yeah? Now, Um, Srila Prabhupada actually mentions here only the most fortunate will get an opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam in the association of your devotees. You may get to hear in the association of devotees, but not pure devotees, right? Likewise, elsewhere it's mentioned when Krishna feels extreme compassion on a fallen living entity, he reveals Srimad Bhagavatam to that person. So not everybody gets to read Srimad Bhagavatam. It's not easy. Prabhupada actually mentioned this to the book distributors. That time Bhagavatam was not there, so he told, please distribute Krishna book. Because the Krishna book actually has the gist of what Bhagavatam is all about. Because the goal of Srimad Bhagavatam is Krishna's pastime. But the mindset to read Krishna's pastime is the remaining 9 cantos. Okay? The 10th canto is Srimad Bhagavatam. Actual Srimad Bhagavatam is originally only 10th canto. 9 cantos is preparation for that. What adhikar is required before actually reading Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. Now, we all know that in the material world, we don't do anything. Prakriti kriyamanani gune karmani sarvasha ahankara vimonatma kartahami. It is done by the material energy. We have only the free will. You decide either you want to be with the material energy or you want to be with the spiritual energy. We don't do anything. It's all done by the Lord's energies. When we think that I'm actually distributing books, I'm actually chanting Hare Krishna, I'm doing deity worship, I'm hearing Bhagavatam class, no, it is not done by you. It is done by either the material energy or the spiritual energy. Prabhupada corrected Harishwari Prabhu and he said, I have to go and give a class. You are not giving the class. You are representing the parampara. So the parampara is actually sending it out. You give as it is, have you heard from your spiritual masters, then it doesn't deviate. Otherwise, that potency goes away. The hearers will not get the same benefit. So this is something different from what we normally hear, right? So Prabhupada actually mentioned this, and he said, have that mindset. Whenever you do an activity, say that you are representing your spiritual master. So do it nicely, so that the glory actually goes to the spiritual master. And Prabhupada said, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. You would say his spiritual master was Srila Prabhupada. And devotee said, yes, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada said, when you say all glories to Srila Prabhupada, what glory is left then? There is nothing left for you then. So don't be proud of anything that you do, because it's all done by the Lord's energies. When you think I'm doing a lot of activities, um, it's all empowered by the Lord. It's not us. It's our own. I'm able to get up Mangalarti every day. That means it's done by the Lord. We have the free will. Yes, I want to get up from Mangalarti. My Lord, I want to be in front of you every day. That desire is ours. But activity of getting it done, it's not ours. It's the internal energy of the Lord. The internal energy helps us to do all these things. So that's something that we need to actually hear and understand, because then you'll never become proud. Right? Prabhupada said pride precedes fall down. When you become proud of something, you will fall down. In the sense, fall down means from the standards of Krishna consciousness that is really required to go back to Godhead. Now, in the spiritual world, also the same energy. You actually have shelter of an internal energy, right? Just like external energy, there is internal energy. And when you take shelter of internal energy, you engage in Krishna's direct service. Otherwise, you do the indirect service. Now, I'm actually checking some of these points because I keep forgetting. Today is a little cold day. I don't know how you are feeling. My brain is freezing a little bit. Right? To remember all the points, not easy. I used to wonder, when you are young, you actually your blood is a little hot. When you become older, I'm feeling that it doesn't open up so easily. You'll forget some things. Oh, I'm supposed to speak on this. You have to write down. Anyway, so Prabhupada said, when devotee said, Prabhupada, I'm not qualified to preach. Prabhupada said, go and distribute my books. Prabhupada said, I'm myself not convinced about many things. He said, doesn't matter, go and distribute books. He would say, like, Prabhupada, is it not important that I am convinced about everything? Prabhupada gave a very simple example. He said, preaching means pulling somebody, his focus, from material energy to spiritual energy. He should be able to convince him to pull himself from material energy to spiritual energy, and affectionately favorable for Krishna. If you have these two qualities, you can preach. Prabhupada said this, and he wanted everyone to preach. Now, we will be wondering, why did Prabhupada do such a thing? Because first of all, you be convinced before you actually go and convince others, right? That's how we all train mostly. But Prabhupada did not do us like that. Prabhupada actually, you all know that four principles of ISKCON, or four tenets of ISKCON. What are they? Huh? Not meat eating, intoxication, not that one. No. Huh? Preaching is the essence. Books are the basis. Then utility is the principle and purity is the force. These four things are the basic tenets of our movement. Prabhupada said, if you keep these four things, you are an ISKCON devotee, he said. He did not talk about Vaishnavas. Vaishnavas may not do all these four. It's still fine. There are many Vaishnavas in the world who may not be followers of ISKCON. But Prabhupada said, if you are a ISKCON devotee, these four principles mandatory. Purity is the force, books are the basis, utility is the principle, preaching is the essence. I'm not going to touch about all the four, I'm going to touch about only the preaching is the essence. Why? Because I used to wonder, like, why did Prabhupada, of course, this was given by Srila Rupa Goswami, from there he took it and put it in this way, but why did Prabhupada put preaching as essence? Why couldn't have done deity worship with the essence or becoming a pure devotee with essence and things like that? Right? I mean, if you have wondered about it, and I used to check in every Prabhupada, about Prabhupada book, why did he mention like this? When he has explained these things, why did he put like this? Because Prabhupada actually, when the conversation was happening with Jayapatak Maharaj, Tamakrishna Maharaj and Brahman Maharaj, all these sannyasis those days, Prabhupada was explaining these things to the sannyasis. He would spend more time with the sannyasis to explain uh, what has to be got from the spiritual master. What is that you have to get from the spiritual master? Because you have to get the spiritual master's vibes. Prabhupada said, the Bhagavatam is the solution for all the problems. Any problem you take, Bhagavatam will have a solution. However, Prabhupada said, not everyone can follow it. And they are all a little shocked, like, how is that? Prabhupada actually quoted, he said, Kaler Doshan Ide Rajan, Asi Eko Mahaguna, Kirtana Ide Krishnasya, Mokta Sangha. He said, when Parikshit Maharaj heard Shukadeva Goswami talking about these things, the Manda Sumanda Mateo, Madhya Bhagyahi Upadataha. When he was actually hearing this, Parikshit Maharaj cried, you are giving solution for the fallen souls of Kali Yuga, but you are telling you will not be able to follow because Manda Sumanda Mataya. They can't understand the Shastras. There won't be anyone to explain this. Even if they explain it nicely, you will not be able to understand because you don't have the qualification. What do? How will they actually become serious? Because Manda Bhagya means unfortunate. What is unfortunate? I have the solution coming from the Acharyas, I'm hearing, but I'm sleeping. I'm feeling tired, I'm exhausted. I used to wonder, like, you are supposed to attend Mangalarati. Mangalarati is such a transcendental activity. Right after Mangalarati, the class comes and you feel sleepy. I used to wonder, like, it's a Shuddha Sattva activity, how I'm given to ignorance mindset right after that. Because the body doesn't allow. Karma doesn't allow you to be attentive. So you can't do anything. Prabhupada said that's the reason Mahaprabhu felt exceptional compassion, not passion, compassion for the living entities. So he came and he said, please chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because that has the essence of Srimad Bhagavatam. Complete essence of Bhagavatam is in the Hare Krishna mantra. If somebody chants Hare Krishna mantra incessantly, even though they may be falling because of their past baggage of karma and anything like that, they may be breaking principles, they may be doing it. But as long as they're continuing to chant Hare Krishna without stopping, they will make progress. They will come to a stage where they will actually get perfection. And that is the solution we give for all living entities. So I used to wonder then, if that is what it is, well, then why read Bhagavatam? Right? If Hare Krishna mantra is the goal, then why Bhagavatam? And this again, Prabhupada wanted two things. Now this is there in the fourth Harichauri Prabhu's book. Prabhupada said that he wanted all the leaders to be perfect gentlemen. They should read Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, his books, cram nicely, read it from all angles, understand it thoroughly. And that's why he actually wrote that mail to some of the devotees, to the GBC, that do Bhakti Shastri, Bhakti Vaibhav, Bhakti Vedanta, Sarvabhauma, all these things, become perfect in that. And he wanted the whole world, all of them, to become devoted. Meaning, chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. These two desires he had. He wanted to make sure the leaders become pakka devotees who can carry his legacy to the next generations. Ideally speaking, Prabhupada actually hinted that all of his leaders should become gurus to deliver the rest of the world. The rest of the world is all those who will not follow all the principles. They will only chant Hare Krishna. Interesting. The whole world will not become followers of Bhagavatam because they don't have the capacity to understand these things. But everybody can chant Hare Krishna mantra. And Prabhupada wanted this to be spread to everybody. And that is why he kept on saying, you perfect your life. You remember that Lord Chaitanya said, Dhanma Sartha Gauri. So Prabhupada did not wait for devotees to get perfected. Prabhupada said, you are already in the perfect lane. Just matter of time. It will happen. Have faith. And he gave a few things which are very important for all of us to understand. Because many times when we read Bhagavatam, when we see that, sometimes we feel, oh, maybe the brahmacharis can follow this. Some of the girls have feel that. Maybe when I was in the base, life was so different. When I came out, no, I don't know what to do. Same thing, mother is also not married, they'll feel like much easier to follow. No, I have a child, I'm feeling so down. I don't have the same amount of attraction for the Lord and I'm not able to do so much of seva. What is the hope for all of them? Hope is same, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He came for delivering all of us. Remember, in Ramayana, Lord Ram actually told Vibhishan, he said, not only you, anybody, even once comes and tells me that I am yours, my Lord, right? Please, I surrender unto you. Verbally, not even physically, activity and all. If you tell me like this, as Maryada Purushottam, I promise you that I will protect you and I will take you back after some time. Right? This is Lord Rama. He is actually promising. What about Lord Chaitanya, whose heart is our mother, Srimati Radharani's? And she is extremely compassionate. And she will not going to actually let go of anybody. And Mahaprabhu, that is why actually the Yuva Avatar is Lord Chaitanya and Nityananda Prabhu. Not anybody else. Bhagavatam refers to Krishna. He wants qualification. Mahaprabhu does not want all these things. That is why Prabhupada actually made, because Lord Chaitanya said, Yare Deko Tareko Krishna Upadesh, Prabhupada actually explained it in a very different way. He said, the Yuga Avatar is there, you go and tell him, Lord, I chanted 100 rounds. Very nice. I read Bhagavatam for 5 hours. That is very nice. Thank you, he would say. Prabhupada said, if you go and ask Yuga, how can I help you? What can I do to help you? Mahaprabhu will say, Yare Deko Tareko Krishna Upadesh. This is what he wants. Lord Chaitanya wants us to preach the message of Lord Chaitanya. That is Krishna Upadesh. What is that? Manmana bhava mad bhakto madhyaji mam namaskuru mami vaishyatyamte pratijane priyosini, or the other one. He wants us, all of us, to preach the message. Now what about my perfection? Your perfection is guaranteed because you are doing what I am asking you to do. That is the reason Prabhupada said, preaching is ethics. You preach, it will happen, you just stay. And how Prabhupada handled the situations is very different from how we handle sometimes today. Giriraj Swami Maharaj went to Prabhupada. He was a fundraiser in Bombay. It's there in Watering the Seed book. He went and told Prabhupada, he used to do fundraising and come back in the evening. There was no milk yet. Normally the brahmacharis are allowed to take milk in the evening before resting. And that was given. They drank everything, he didn't have anything in the night. And there were other things like khichdi maybe, but he said, no, I take milk only in the night, right? He went and complained to Prabhupada. Prabhupada, these Indians are difficult to work with. They were devotees only. So they are actually committing aparad. Prabhupada actually looked at him and said, gave a first example and then explained. Prabhupada said, when you want to milk the cow, you have to take its kick. No, I don't know. I've not actually milked a cow in my life, but I've seen how it does. So they do the, what do you call, the milking. It sometimes kicks, right? You have to take the kick. And Maharaj was looking at him, said, Prabhupada, what does it mean? He said, sometimes people will offend you, but you don't get offended. Very different. Don't get offended at any point in time and don't leave ISKCON. You stay in ISKCON, you stay under Lord Chaitanya's mercy. No matter what you do, he will take you. He will correct you. He will correct you in such a way that even if you're doing sense gratification and then you go and tell the Lord, I'm not able to stop it, please help me. He will operate you. But you decide, you want the operation or you follow everything properly. Prabhupada would actually tell devotees. One time one devotee came and told, many of you know this, he told Prabhupada, when God tells me to surrender, I will surrender. So Prabhupada said, you want special surrender? Then okay. First of all, he will make you a pauper. He will take away all your wealth. You will not have anything. Okay. Then you will take away all your friends and relatives because if you don't have money, no one will bother you. They will let you go. Right? He will take away all your opulence, whatever you think is the status of life. Because all of us have our own identity. Right? All of us have our own status. Some of them are intelligent, some are witty, some of them are highly logical, some of them are very good in singing, some of them are very good in behaving. See this? But these are all the statuses that we have created. Okay? Prabhupada said Krishna will take away all these things. You will not have your own identity. Then there's no other way out, you have to surrender to Krishna. He will do that. Do you want it? He said, no, Prabhupada. I will surrender. That's easier because just to be a normal devotee is much easier than getting this special mercy. Right? And Prabhupada said, yes, that's intelligence. Right? So Prabhupada would actually use these kind of examples for the devotees to understand. And that is why those days the movement spread so fast. Right? However, devotees started offending left, right, and center because they didn't know. They said, okay, Prabhupada, they would go to see this all there in Tamil Krishna Maharaj's diary. Devotees would actually offend, and then other person would become very bad, would feel very bad. Prabhupada said, why are you feeling bad? Prabhupada would not go and correct the person who is offending. He would tell this person, why are you getting offended? That means Krishna is actually putting you in a condition to test whether you are progressing or not. Because the whole world, not all of them will get qualified. They will only chant Hare Krishna, 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 Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. You should not get offended. If you offend and go away from the moment, then who is the loser? One is you. Second thing is the moment. So don't get offended. If you think you are, that is the reason he gave this example, Trinadapi Srinchana, Tarorapi Saishtuna, Amanina Manadana Kirtana Sadahari. You follow this, you will never get offended. He said, I'm not even qualified. Somehow they are actually keeping me in this moment and they are giving me this mercy. It's because of Prabhupada's mercy, Guru's mercy, Jagannath's mercy. They are keeping me in the seva. What qualification I have? Why should I get offended? Of course, Prabhupada also used to give in the class saying that you don't give opportunities, especially those who are learned. What happened? Is it not audible at the back? Okay. You don't give opportunity for others to offend you or offend anybody else. Otherwise, in general, the conditioned souls are trained to offend other living entities. That's why we are here. How will you change the whole world? But the leaders should be careful not to offend others. The leaders should be very careful because they have to become gentlemen. So that when they look at them, they feel like it should come. And even if they get offended by ordinary people, they should not feel it as an offense. Because if they get, imagine if Prabhupada would have considered all our activities, how many offenses we are doing every day? How many offenses? There is no limit. How much offenses we do to Krishna? Because we are Kali Yuga souls. And this is the reason that Srila Prabhupada and Mahaprabhu all appeared to deliver all the conditions. If it had been highly qualified people of Satya Yuga, you don't need these things. You tell them chant Hare Krishna, they will immediately pick up and chant and they'll progress. Fallen souls can't follow. Even if you tell them what has to be done, they can't follow it. Although the Bhagavatam is solution, the gist is to chant Hare Krishna mantra. But for the leaders, all of us, who want to actually take Prabhupada's legacy, we need to actually understand Srimad Bhagavatam thoroughly. Are you getting it? So don't get offended at any point in time. Prabhupada told some of the devotees who were actually fighting in the last days, he was lying down. Prabhupada said, what are they doing? Then I think Bhakti Chara Swami Maharaj actually told Prabhupada, I don't remember who said this. Prabhupada actually they are fighting. When spiritual master is here only you are fighting. If he's not there, what will happen? So you all have to cooperate, he said. Then Maharaj said, how do we cooperate? He said, cooperation means don't get offended. If you get offended, you'll actually leave the moment, but don't leave the moment. Stay in ISKCON at any point of time in your life and try to correct the situation. If you do that, if you can take that, then it will be a great service to the parampara. Prabhupada gave this. So we see very different paradigm here because we always have been hearing that we should not commit aparadh. Yes, we should not commit aparadh, but outside world will commit aparadh on us. Then if you take it as an aparadh, how will they get delivered? Yeah. So we have to become more matured. Prabhupada would take many things as table stakes, in the sense given. What about chanting Hare Krishna? Those all given. Prabhupada would measure a devotee's progress based on what is he contributing to the moment, and not what he is expecting from the moment. Prabhupada would say like, okay, he's attending Mangalarti, very nice, but what has he done for the moment? Is he distributing books? Is he raising funds? Whatever it is, do something for Krishna. Whatever you like to do for Krishna, do it in a favorable mood. This was the yardstick for measuring somebody's progress. Not whether they're actually following the sadhana strictly or not. Prabhupada said it will happen. Krishna will purify you some way or other. Don't worry. Stay in ISKCON. That's why we all come here. The acharyas have come here just to make sure that all of them are delivered, not to deliver a few people. So have hope. Sometimes you feel in the Srimad Bhagavatam class, you hear something, I said, I don't understand, I don't think I can follow. You will come to a stage in life wherein you feel like this instruction is something I can't follow. It will happen to all of us. I remember His Holiness Jayaprakash Maharaj mentioning this. Prabhupada would actually send him to Calcutta for getting some documentation done. So he would take a cycle and go all the way. And one time what happened, he was standing in the queue, which was a wrong queue. Then when he went to the counter, he said, not this queue, the next queue. That was another 2 hours standing. He went there and stood there. And by the time he came to the counter, they closed it. They closed it. And Krpamay was feeling extremely... we hadn't taken any food. He wanted to get this work done for Prabhupada. Look at their mood. The amount of surrender they had, if we can get 1%, we can be somewhere else. So they surrendered so much for Prabhupada. And then when he came close, Prabhupada had told, any point in time when you actually are in distress, you just have to do one thing. Just call out, Gauranga! That's all it is. He will take care. The Lord will take care. Because He is a Yuga avatar. He knows our frailties. He knows our flaws. He knows our karma baggage very well for Kali Yuga. And He is going to actually take care. So he shouted, Gauranga. And that guy got scared. He said, okay, come inside, I'll get your work done. So he got the work done. So, because somebody is suddenly shouting something which is not familiar, you get scared, right? So that fellow got it done. And Prabhupada was very happy that you did this. So we can understand that these acharyas are here to deliver everybody, not for those only intellectuals. But most of the intellectuals can attend the Srimad Bhagavatam class, attentively make progress, become perfect gentlemen, and deliver the rest of the world. Yeah, that's very, very important. So keep this in mind. What can I give for ISKCON? What can I do for Prabhupada's movement? Is there something I can do for Prabhupada's movement? This should be in our blood all the time. Yeah, favorably, always. Of course, consult your senior Vaishnavas. Don't go and do something which is very weird, right? Thinking that this is going to actually help, then it may be actually doing something else. But this missionary spirit is what Prabhupada wanted, all of us. When you take that, everything else which is really required for you to get purified, to go back to Godhead, it will happen. Because Mahaprabhu did not actually come to check, okay, have you done BG? Have you done SP? Are you in good behavior? Then come, let's go. No, he wanted to deliver everybody. Yare dekho tare ko Krishna Upadesh, if they chant Krishna, he just gives them whatever is not there, he gives the credit that is required. Only thing is he doesn't like kapati. That means you are intellectual, you can understand Bhagavatam. If you don't use your intelligence and understanding and helping preaching, that Lord doesn't like. Then he will not actually. But if somebody is like an auto driver or someone who is on the road who is not intelligent at all, is like can't think about all these things. If they simply chant Hare Krishna, they can go back. And we should not actually feel that, hey, I have done Mangalarati for 15 years, man. 16 rounds into 15 years. Sometimes I go on and chant in different places in Vrindavan and all. You should give 1,000 times, right? In Damodar month. That we continue all these things. No, we should not actually feel that at all. We should be happy that Lord actually is giving mercy and delivering somebody. Right? So that mindset takes time. When you actually don't preach, Jiva Daya doesn't come into our heart. We feel that unless this fellow is qualified, he cannot go back to Godhead. Then you will start committing offenses. You are telling that we should not commit offenses, but internally we are committing offenses to others. The Lord can deliver anybody, everybody, anywhere they want. He is very powerful. He doesn't need anyone to chant Hare Krishna also. He can deliver if he wants. Right? But we should do according to our intelligence the best service to ISKCON. Are you getting it? Right? So this mindset we should cultivate because Prabhupada wanted it. Prabhupada said, stay in ISKCON, don't leave ISKCON. Because if you stay in ISKCON, I will actually oversee it. I will be able to take you back. Meaning, if you are actually supposed to be qualified and follow everything, but you're not able to follow, go and plead or Nitai Chaitanya. Tell them like I'm not able to follow. I'm struggling hard, I'm still not able to follow because this instruction I want to follow, but I'm not able to follow. What do I do, my Lord? Right? Please help me. The Lord will take care. You'd go this way and then try to go away from Krishna, he will catch you and then bring you back. How he does it is left to him. We don't know. But when you have the intelligence, use it carefully and become more purified by hearing Bhagavatam. These solutions you can start understanding and apply because the Bhagavatam actually talks about the process and the means, the technical details of how you get purified. You still have to chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Because only the doctors will know how the medicines works. The patients don't know. Getting it? The patients don't know how the medicine works. But it will act on them also. Even if the doctor takes it will work. But the doctor knows this, what does it happen, what the chemical goes inside, how does it get digested in the blood, what gets mixed in, what happens, how is the bacteria getting killed, they will know it. Similarly, Bhagavatam is that detail for the doctors. But the solution of medicine is same for everybody. But intellectuals will understand this. Are you getting it? Don't expect that whole world will hear Bhagavatam class. They will not be able to take that. But intellectuals will take it. So that's why one point I want to actually communicate. Although the solution is there, not everybody can follow. Now, what time? Oh, okay. We have to finish it. Um, um, so a couple of things, and I'll just cut it short. That Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he had a few things that he wanted actually to. Then Chaitanya Charitamrita, we have the details of what he wanted, why did he come, and things like that. Srila Prabhupada many times would actually sit quietly and not talk at all because he was devising a plan for the devotees to actually follow. How can he make somebody who's not interested to become Krishna conscious become Krishna conscious? That was his mood. Because many times, one of the reasons he actually sent people out to go and then do Sankirtan and things like that is basically to let them hear Krishna's name, Krishna will catch them. Somehow they should actually have a favorable mood to Prabhupada. That's all. That's the only thing we should have. That Prabhupada will actually, he's come, he will deliver me. He's come here for me, he will deliver me. And that's why he said, everyone must actually attend Mangalarati, and especially in Mangalarati, please sing the Samsara Dava prayers. At home, anytime, don't miss Samsara Dava any day. If you are at home alone, please sing. But that's the only prayer to the spiritual master we do. No other prayers. Everything is for Krishna. We are actually thanking all the acharyas, saying that I am also a fallen soul here. Please help me out. I don't have a hope that I can ever come back to you on my own. You give me that extra mercy, somehow or other. Please give me that. You sit wherever you are, stand the Samsara prayers. Prabhupada gave this to everybody. He told Jayananda Prabhu, this is there in the Radha Damodar, that Prabhupada, when Jayananda Prabhu actually asked him, I'm a taxi driver because I drive in the night. I can't attend all the artis, Prabhupada. Give me one thing what I can do. Prabhupada said, just sing Samsara Deva. That's enough. Because Acharya is pleased, Krishna will be pleased. Right? When you have more time, you can do other things. Right? So this is something that I've heard. This is not there in Shiva Prabhupada's direct books. It's there in books about Prabhupada. So, so anyway, so I'll actually give the last part of it. Because Prabhupada actually gave this example about a gold mine. Because Prabhupada said ISKCON is like a gold mine, what I have created. Because in the gold mine you get dirt, you also get gold. Yeah, gold ore. Prabhupada said ISKCON is like that. You all have left everything. You don't want to be, you didn't have fame, you didn't have recreation, you didn't want all those things. You wanted Krishna, that's why you came. After coming to Krishna consciousness in ISKCON, why are you looking for name, fame? Why are you looking for position? Why are you looking for all these things which you are left and come? Right? Because those are all dirt. You wanted Krishna. Continue to remind yourself when you come to the temple that I want Krishna, that's why I come here. If people don't treat me nicely, that's okay. That's okay. I came here for Krishna. Right? So I should actually have this mindset. So whenever you enter the temple, Prabhupada said this is the mindset you should have. Amazing mindset, right? Very difficult to actually remember unless somebody tells us. So when you come inside, we always look at who is there. Hare Krishna, bro. Hare Krishna. So we come to, so that we have some recognition, some identity that I am also. If no one speaks to us, will we be there? Very difficult. But Prabhupada said, why are you looking for that? You came for Krishna. Krishna is watching you. We are watching you. You want us to watch you or you want others to watch you? Of course, we also need others, little bit of. But point is, we should be happy that Prabhupada is watching us. Our Guru is watching us always. Krishna is watching us always. So what is that we are going to lose? Nothing. Stay in ISKCON. Difficulties will come because Krishna will test how much qualified are you. He will allow someone else to offend us. You will get offended. Don't be offended. Don't feel that, okay, Lord, you are testing me. Right? Vidur Mahatma was completely offended by Duryodhana. What did he do? He went out not because he got frustrated there. He wanted to actually choose as an opportunity. He was waiting that I want to go and see all the pilgrim places of the Lord. So he went there. He took an opportunity like that. But when he came back, he again came to deliver. Right? So you can understand that the mindset is don't get offended at any point in time. If you keep it calm, you'll be fine. You will not be disturbed. But if you are feeling that I have a position, I am important, and so, people actually are watching me, then if somebody offends, you get disturbed. Yeah. So that is one thing. And then this last example I'll mention, and then stop. Maybe one question I can take. Prabhupada said uh, when uh, when there's a student in a teacher's class and the student is actually very sincere attending all the classes, right, but he's so dumb that he can't understand anything, right, he tries to write something but very poor grade compared to the intellectuals, he's very poor, can't actually get anything like that, but he attends the class sincerely. What will be the teacher's outlook about the person? The teacher wants to somehow else go out of the way to pass the candidate, right? The teacher will not too be concerned about the intellectuals because they will anyway pick it up. So Prabhupada said this is the mindset we should have. We should always be foolish in front of the spiritual masters. We should say like I'm not qualified. Because of your mercy, I'm able to do attend Mangalarati. Because of your mercy, I'm chanting Hare Krishna. Because of your mercy, I'm getting prasadam every day. Because of your mercy, I'm getting association. Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, please keep me like this. Let me be like a fool in front of all these people always. If you are in that mindset, you cultivate this every day, then you will be protected. You will not actually become proud at any point in time. Otherwise, very easy you can get proud. Because whom are we representing? The Supreme Person of God. And when you do an activity, who are you doing on whose behalf? Supreme Lord. The Supreme Lord is all powerful. When you do something for him, you will also get the pride. You will become proud. You distributed 5,000 books. Amazing. You collected, you actually built a temple. Amazing. But who did all these things? You did all the things. Prakriti Kriyamana Aniguri Karmani Sarvasha. No. Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, they did it on earth. We are the instruments. But how will you feel as the instruments? It's very difficult to feel you are the instrument because you have intelligence on your own. So mindset is important. We came here for Krishna. We will only have Krishna, no one else. Nothing else. Everything can come and go, but that's not my interest. Right? People will come and glorify you. Thank you, Prabhu. Because of you, I'm able to progress. Because of you, I became a devotee. All these things people will tell, but pass it on. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, glories to Guru Maharaj. Like, pass it on the parampara, you'll be fine. Yeah? Thank you so much. I have more points, but then some other day. Yeah? Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Because if you hadn't come, you won't know all these things. Yeah. Any question? One question maybe. Yes. Hare Krishna. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So the question you are asking is there are many versions of Bhagavatam, many people talking about Bhagavatam, outside people. How do we distinguish which is, what is the question? How do we distinguish? You can follow this. Yeah. So Prabhupada actually gave example about book Bhagavatam in this book Bhagavatam and person Bhagavatam. You need to actually have both of them. And many people actually can speak about Bhagavatam, but they don't follow Bhagavatam. They are not practically acting in the way of Bhagavatam. Yeah, they don't have the potency to do that. Very difficult. Actually, in one of the morning walks, Sri Prabhupada asked this question: how um, do you distinguish? How do you say that which is important, book Bhagavatam or person Bhagavatam? Person Bhagavatam means someone who actually has understood and assimilated the Bhagavatam completely and able to act according to that instruction. And all the devotees said book Bhagavatam because book Bhagavatam is cannot make mistakes. Book Bhagavatam is perfect. um, Devotee Bhagavatam can make mistake was their understanding because they know they are not on that level. We all make mistakes. Not every day I can do the same thing. And Prabhupada said, no, book Bhagavatam, he actually caught hold of Brahman Maharaj who was there next. He caught hold of his ears. He turned it around like this. He did it so much that it was paining. He said, the spiritual master, the book Bhagavatam cannot do this. It will give you perfect knowledge, but you will not follow it. The person Bhagavatam will be able to correct you. So when you actually get in front of a person Bhagavatam, you can make out the difference. Yeah. There may be many Bhagavatam, many people would have written commentary on this. Are they of that kind? Are they practicing of life like that? And ultimately you see their parampara. Who are their spiritual masters? Where are they coming from? From there you can actually easily understand. Prabhupada would actually attack again and again. You need to actually look at the spiritual master of the person who is speaking before accepting what they speak. Right? If they are something who is very intellectual, then you will get intellectual level Bhagavatam. You will not get Bhakti, Shuddha Bhakti Bhagavatam. Because Bhagavatam is going to give us Shuddha Bhakti to Krishna. And ultimately, Krishna is there, Gauranga is there. You pray to the Lord and tell them, you will not get cheated. But if you are looking at nice classes, nice hearing, I want to be very happy in this material world, then you already got it wrong. Yeah, I got it wrong. Go in front of the Lord and say, my Lord, I am yours. Do whatever you want with me. Then the Lord will do what is required. He'll put you in the right situation. Even if you deviate here and there, He will slap some or other and bring you back. And then I've heard many devotees who are Prabhupada disciples who had served Prabhupada very nicely. At the end of their life, somehow they came in touch with Krishna again and they left their body. So Prabhupada is not going to leave anybody who is come in touch. When Lord Rama has promised as Maryada Purushottama, Mahaprabhu is even more compassionate. Why will he leave? He will not. But we need to surrender to him. And here their followers, the book, how many people are inspired by that Bhagavatam and how many people are inspired by Srila Prabhupada's Bhagavatam. You can know the difference. Yeah? I don't know whether I answered the question, but yeah. Hare Krishna. Want to ask? Okay. One last one here, please. I don't want people to wait for the prasadam. That's also Bhagavatam.
So the question like like mine is very strong. And let's say a person like we don't suppose it as leader. We say only chant and we give things, but we say it's like for leader. Like this Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, either or it's for leader. And let's say apart from that person, everyone is grouped in.
Okay.
Then he has to take responsibility for actually spreading the movement.
Yeah.
So actually, like, so he should become ready. So one like Prabhupada said one more, they said, Krishna consciousness, Krishna consciousness is that a person is always acting, thinking, or willing to deliver, or always thinking to deliver all the people's wishes.
Correct.
So then, are we not, supposed to give everything like Bhagavatam also and everything? You should understand very like and I think chanting Hare Krishna. gradually he'll purify and gradually whatever like is dumb or manda sumanda, it will go away.
It will not go away. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Their karma won't allow them to come to that stage. They can't come to that stage. They don't have that backup. Understand one thing. All of us actually are coming into different forms of life based on a past karma. Yeah? All of us can chant Hare Krishna mantra, but all of them don't have the capacity to lead. Someone is illiterate, right? How will you actually make them understand all these concepts?
Like
Such detail.
South India Brahmin.
Yes, they didn't understand.
He didn't understand, but on the order of doing, he was reading and he could understand.
He did not understand. He got the essence. He tried. But if you had to make them sit with Ramanacharya and debate, he can't do that. You're getting what I'm saying? They will get the essence, but they will not be able to debate with anybody and preach like that. You're getting what I'm saying? I'm not saying that, okay, just chant Hare Krishna, don't read Bhagavatam. I'm not telling that. Intellectuals who can understand, we should actually put. That's why Prabhupada actually said, read do Bhakti Vaiva Bhakti Shastri and all these things that time itself. Devotees did not follow it, that's a different thing. Now we are actually trying to do this. You have to read, put your effort to understand it. But Prabhupada's mood was that not everybody in the world will come to that stage. That's why he's distributing the books. At least give them a chance to read this, come to that level of understanding. See how many books we have distributed. How many people have become devotees. That shows that they don't have the capacity to understand even the simple language Prabhupada has written. But that doesn't mean that he wants to let go of them. Prabhupada actually told one devotee, I think Tripurari Swami, his old name I don't remember. Prabhupada told this very interesting. If somebody actually holds my Bhagavad Gita, Yamaraj won't take them. They will come. Just hold, not even read. So distribute my books. Imagine what kind of compassion is this? See, I actually buy it and keep it. I do whatever I want. I somehow actually keep it with me. Okay? Because Prabhupada books is there, they will get connected somehow. But how they get connected, what they do, don't ask me. I don't know. It's all the Acharya's plan. Because Lord Chaitanya came here to deliver everybody. We should not feel bad like that. We should actually do our duty. And you have the intelligence, use your intelligence in becoming better devotee. Why you want to give more torture to Lord Chaitanya to correct you? Why don't you take it on your own and do it? I'll tell her, I mean, it's a very nice thing that one time, Jayapata Maharaj and Kavi Chandra Swami were together. Whole day they preached and came back at 3 p.m. in the evening. This was actually the first meal they were having in somewhere in Calcutta, or maybe in some other village. Then they served him. When they served him, the first thing they served was idli. Okay, idli did not have salt. And Kavi Chandra Swami took a bite and found it difficult to eat it. And when Jayapata Maharaj said, he took it. And he was normal talking in terms. Kavi Chandra Maharaj said, Maharaj, why you eat it? He said, why? He said, there's no salt in this. He said, yeah. Did you plan that you should not have salt? The cooks also did not plan. That means Krishna wants us to eat like this. This is mercy. Today, no salt for you. Right? Imagine the first meal you are having, you are so hungry, you're getting a food like this. Maharaj said, if you don't do this, someday Maya will force you to say no salt at all for you. You'll get high BP or whatever it is. You will struggle so much. So accept whatever Krishna gives as your food. That's a very high level of thinking. We can't imitate. But what I'm trying to say is, we should actually try to follow the best possible. But don't expect everybody in the world will come to that level of what you're expecting. But still deliver them. Even they are not qualified, pray to Krishna for them. Tell them, please deliver them. This is the mindset that Prabhupada wanted all his followers. Don't think that you deliver me, don't deliver anybody else because I've chanted 16 rounds, they chanted only 15 rounds. Not like that. Even if I'm chanting 16 rounds, can I chant for them also? Can you take them also back to God and my Lord? This is what Lord Chaitanya wants. See, how will Lord Chaitanya feel comfortable when he sees everybody is going back to God? And that's why he came. But everyone is not qualified. Sometimes they can't get qualified. But he has to give some extra mercy. If we all can help, then Lord becomes very happy. That is why he said, getting it? It's a higher principle of Jivadaya. And I wanted, if you want to go back to garden, you be in that mindset always. You will go. Even at the time of death, you're thinking about how to live where. Where will you go? You will be with Acharya somewhere. I mean, they are in the spiritual world, you go to the spiritual world. But if they are there in somewhere preaching the message of Lord Chaitanya, you'll go there. Our spiritual masters are all doing that all the time. Yeah? Because if you stop preaching, then you become a bhajanandi. You will actually get immersed in Bhagavatam, read on your own, be satisfied with the pastimes of the Lord, but you will not give Jivadoya. And the Lord likes it, but not want it. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not want this Goshtyanandi, Bhajanandi type of devotees. He prefers Goshtyanandi because he says, no, today morning, who read our Prabhu? He said, right, I have so much of fruits of love God that I want to distribute. How will I distribute this? But there's no takers for that. How do you give it to them? That's a tick. That's a preaching. That takes a lot of, and if you're doing all these things because Lord Chaitanya wanted it, he will give you the necessary qualification to get purified. But it will take time. But guaranteed you will get purified. 100%. You will bless. Understand, if Krishna blesses, your heart gets purified momentarily, immediately. He will give you that. Have that faith. This is what Prabhupada was communicating. That's why he said preaching the faith. Getting it? We'll stop here. Anything you can actually take offline. Thank you so much. Thanks for the opportunity. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you. Prasadam time.
Hare Krishna. It's a wonderful class. Everyone then loudly chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare